Hello, everybody, and welcome again to another episode of Small Business Small Talk, a show that spotlights small business and their entrepreneurial spirit, as well as all of the lessons that they've learned so that we can learn from each other along the way. So if you've ever thought about starting a business or you're in that business right now and you're like, I'm going through this, probably my guest is going through it too. So you get to learn from each other. Small Business Small Talk is a podcast that's set up for that. I am your host, Christy Smallwood, and I am the owner and chief strategic guide for Eagle Eye Strategies based in Louisville, Kentucky. We are a strategy first business. What does that mean? That means I basically help you figure out what you need to figure out first to better move your business forward to get it to new heights. So, soaring with the eagles, if you will. Shameless, I know, but it kind of is my thing. I also want to start by thanking our sponsor partner, which is the Chamber of St. Matthews, here based in Louisville as well. And a huge shout out to this chamber. They're vibrant. They're very active. If you're not part of your local chamber, let me know. We'll hook you up with ours. We love to have new members. We love to get people engaged, connected, so that you can also connect with the community and each other and grow your business. Kind of a theme here with that. Now, my next guest is actually not Louisville local, and I am super excited. I know. Well, and I figured that, right? Because based on the bottom of this, and we'll get to this here in a second, but I have with me today Deirdre Moultrie. She goes by Dee, and I'm not sure the name of her dog that has in our proverbial green room, part of the conversation, because apparently he needed to see what was going on.
And now that he's here, he's not impressed and he wants to leave. But this is Mr. Boy. He's making an appearance, or a sound rather.
See? Well, Dee, welcome in. And you are the owner, creator of shinglehanger.com.
Correct. I'm a co-founder, so it's not just me. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so shinglehanger.com, you are my first online business.
Wow.
Conversation. I'm excited about this because
to me.
Right. So because with COVID, we've had to have a lot of conversation, especially in the Kentucky area. Not everybody was super digital yet. So we're a little we still do a lot of handshaking, and you're not allowed to touch each other.
Yeah.
How do we get all of those transactions moving and flowing digitally? Well, you have this really cool, that it says Shingle Hanger right on it, removing barriers to entrepreneurship. So tell my listeners all about you and how this thing came about.
Wow. Okay. So in short, Shingle Hanger is a platform for people who have side hustles or gig work, or very small, like micro business, for micro entrepreneurs. So I got involved because that's me. I am that person. I went to college, I went to grad school, but I could never really say, this is where I want to be. This is what I want to do. So all through college and grad school, I worked like gig work, side hustles, and it just never stopped. Like, I just feel comfortable there, just, doing my own thing, working for myself. So as a part of my resume as a gig worker, I was a nanny and a household manager, personal assistant, a personal shopper. Shingle Hanger was a side gig, but that was the unpaid one. Let's see. I just did a lot of things just to take care of these animals and myself. So with one of my clients, he needed, I was doing like personal assistant type work for him, and he needed someone to move furniture, right? So before I go there, I had a few clients that I was juggling. I've always considered myself like I don't know, I'm a juggler. I'm not the most organized person, right? I'll take notes on the back of a piece of bubble gum wrapper, and expect to find it 2 days later.
So I have a filing system too.
Okay, so you understand. So when you are this way and you have multiple clients with multiple needs, it makes life a little harder, right? So I knew I was kind of struggling in like managing myself and managing my business and clients, but I figured it was just my issue. So anyway, he needed some movers to move furniture. So he had been looking around at like professional places, but I knew somebody. Like being a side hustler in Baltimore, you know people, you know other side hustlers. So I said, oh, I got somebody that can do that. So I set them up to meet. She comes to the house and he asked, what's the name of your business? And she's like, what business? No, I'm not a business. I just do this for money. But she showed up with a crew. She had furniture protectors. She had a big moving truck and she got the work done. So he called me. When they were done, she charged him less than 10% of what the professional companies were charging, less than 10% of what they were charging.
But yet at the same time, she was totally professional about it.
Exactly. But did not consider herself a business. She was like, I'm not a business. I don't have a website is exactly what she said. Like, I'm not legit. I'm not real. So he took that and was just like, between what I've just witnessed here and I had brought in another guy to do his floors who also had a crew and no business name and all this stuff. So anyway, between you and the floor guy and her moving the furniture, you guys have to like get it together. Like you are legit, like you're a business. So, and I mean, essentially that's where Shingle Hanger was born. So he's like a computer nerd geek. He's now our CEO. So, but yeah, he's like
the guy who can get it out there.
Exactly. So he started working on it and then he brought me in on it. Like, this stuff, like you lived it. You inspired me to do this. So join. So he made me co-founder. So here I am and here we are trying to get it out there.
Now you said something that, for my local listeners, you're based in Baltimore?
Yes. I live in Baltimore. Our CEO is in California. He used to live 5 minutes from here, but they moved to California. We have our marketing person. One is in Kentucky. She's a part of the marketing team. One is in Pennsylvania. We have people in New York, New Jersey. We're all over the place. But the business itself is not based in Baltimore. I mean, it's a website, so anyone, anywhere can use it. But when we rolled out, we kind of did the pilot pushing in Baltimore initially because I am here and to be the one to do it. Although the pandemic rolled in and put a damper on that. So anyway, we rolled out in Baltimore. But yeah, anybody can use it.
So tell me about shinglehanger.com itself. So how does anybody use it? Like, who comes there and then how does this work? Tell me how it works.
Okay. So let's make up a business. Let's say you're a dog walker. Okay. So I was a dog walker too. So my experience as a dog walker, somebody texts me saying I need him walked. I say, okay, walk the dog. They text me, how much do I owe you? I text them back, just very fundamental, rudimentary business operations. But if you wanted to be a professional dog walker with a website, billing and invoicing and appointment schedule, you come to Shingle Hanger. You simply register. You put in your name, your address, the name of your business, and your phone number, maybe email address. And just from that, you're registered. So when you register with us, you have a website. You have access to a calendar where you can schedule appointments. You have, we have a metrics tracker so that you can track like your income, your gains and losses to make sure you're actually profiting as a business. You can manage all of your customers. Like it's like a business office online. You can manage everything in one place.
I'm looking at this at the same time, and it says client management, marketing tools, billing, invoicing, and schedule your jobs.
Yep.
Like if I only wanted to do weekends, this is my all-in-one business side of this is, like you said, office operations all in one tool.
Yep.
And I don't have to do it full time.
Exactly. It's your show. It's your thing. And I mean, I have to say it. I'll probably say it throughout this entire podcast, but it is free. It is free. It is free. It is free. We're still in beta. So, it's fully functional. You have all the features, all the things. But it's free right now. We want people's feedback. We want to know what we should add or take out, so we're just like, let's just roll it out, no cost at all. But when we finally start to charge, we have made, we've written it in stone that we're not going to charge more than $5 per month.
Oh, that's fantastic.
That is. I think it's absolutely fantastic, because when I was out there doing all the hustles with no type of business management tool, I knew that there were tools out there that existed. I won't say any names, but I knew there was a place I could get a website. I knew there was a place I could keep bookkeeping. I knew there was a place I could print out bills and mail it to, but they were all over the place, first of all, whereas ours is in one place. And they were expensive.
Yes.
They were so expensive. It's like, okay, I'm doing side hustle work. It's only me. I can't pay half of my income to, at least I figured at the time, it wasn't worth it to me. I'd rather just write on the bubblegum wrapper, right?
You're absolutely right. I remember I was doing 3 things at once when I first started my business concept, and I couldn't do Eagle Eye at full time because I needed to be able to pay the bills from everywhere. I didn't have enough, right? I didn't have enough in savings to just say, I'm going for it full time. So when you're trying to side hustle your way into full business growth, this is beautiful. I think this idea is fantastic. And you're right. I love this tagline, removing barriers to entrepreneurship. So it gives everybody that wants to do a side gig an option to have a professional business sense to it.
And a part of the barrier to entrepreneurship is a lot of it is mental, you think that you have, like the woman who I just talked about, you think you have to have a website in order to be legit. You think that you have to have, your crew has to have uniforms in order to be legit. Number one is not necessarily true. I mean, some people will say, oh, you don't have a website, I'm not using you. That is true. However, we're removing those barriers by giving you the things that you need, the basic tools, not a bunch of bells and whistles, just what you need to start your business and feel legit and be legit. So,
that's fantastic. I'm so glad we've gotten connected, because I have not seen this model put together succinctly. And so this is really cool. So I'm excited to have you here today on that.
So to be here. I mean, one of the challenges we face is trying to, like I said, it's free. So we're trying to give it away. We're giving it away, but we can't reach the number of people who are listening to your podcast. We can't reach them all at one time. So I'm really grateful to be here to just say, use it. And we even say, even if you don't have a side hustle or a business, sign up anyway. It's free right now. If you come up with something in 2 years, you're already registered. It's free forever. So just sign up anyway.
Now, do you have an age limit for this?
No. We have, so Reginald, who's our CEO that I was telling you about, we've used his kids to start a business. Madeline watches dogs, so she can use it. And then you have retirees who can use it. And that's what we say. From age doesn't matter. Age doesn't. You can use it from preteen to retirement. It works. It works for everybody, whatever you're doing.
Because I can already think of my Gen Xers, young boomers, who they have those older teenage kids who have ideas and they want to be able to get out, mow yards this summer.
Exactly.
Right. Exactly. So working on a cash model, that's fine. But how do you get the word out, and how do you maintain that stuff?
Absolutely. And we have, when you register for a lot of gig work, like mowing lawns and all, we have templates for the website. So you don't have to you not have to know how to work computers or build websites. You just simply put in what you do. We have templates that recognize, oh, she's into lawn care. Okay, so then there are pictures of lawn. And it's a customizable website. But if you don't want to do all of that, yeah, we have the templates for your grass cutters, for your handymen, pet walkers, all the things. So
that's awesome. So tell us a little bit more about you. Like, is this your, like, do you still do side gigs as your full-time thing?
I do. So I was a preschool teacher for about 2 years, something like that. So then in March, the school closed because of the coronavirus pandemic. So we worked from home as teachers, which we weren't working directly with the children. We would just come up with assignments and things to send home to the parents. So I had a lot more time on my hands to focus on onto Shingle Hanger. So once school reopened, it was just like, okay, do I pursue, preschool, which is what it is, or do I do Shingle Hanger full time? So I left the preschool and just started pounding away at Shingle Hanger. So this is full time, but it's not what puts food on the table, right?
It's a free website. I'm not sure where the income's coming from that.
Yeah, you can't eat that. So yeah, I still do gig work. One of my clients has invented a machine for eyes. So I help her write grants and do things with that magical machine to get that pushed along. So it's like I have my hands in different pots, but Shingle Hanger is my full-time thing.
Well, I'd say welcome to small business, because every small business owner I know does pretty much every role within their business. Janitor, marketing, bookkeeper.
Exactly. So here, like I'm the salesperson at Shingle Hanger, right? But here I am doing like a podcast, and I'm like, wait, what? An interview?
You're a spokesperson. That's what you.
I'm the spokesperson. It's like, okay, well, I guess that's what I am. I'll take it.
So what do you love most about this?
I think being able to make a difference for people like me, right? So kind of self-centered, but no, it's just like I said, when I was out there doing all the things, I knew that there were tools out there to help people like me, but I could not afford that. They were hard. It wasn't easy to use these things. It was just like, there's this daunting learning curve and they're expensive. I'm not doing it. But I feel like if something like this, like Shingle Hanger, was available when I was juggling, I'm pretty sure I could have benefited. I know I would have benefited from this, especially when it comes to billing. Like people, I used to send out a text message, like, you owe me this much. And of course, it's like 2 or 3 weeks have gone by and it's just like, wait, why do I owe you that much? And then you have to go through that whole thing. If I just had like an itemized bill, that would have saved me like a lot of back and forth. And not that anybody was a problem, but it's just uncomfortable, like having to explain why you owe me so much money. So yeah, I just feel like I think this is important, especially during this time, because a lot of people during this pandemic discovered, I don't want to go back to work. I've always wanted to do XYZ, and now I'm going to try it. And so I think people are stepping out, even if they're not pursuing their passions or side hustles as full-time businesses, they're pursuing something, even if it remains a side hustle. And now here's a way to organize it. Here's a way to profit from it. Here's a way to grow your business. So I just think this is important and helpful. And I enjoy reaching out to people like myself saying, just use it.
Yeah, I've had that same experience. That's why I still do marketing. Mainly why I still do it is because I'm so protective I know the ins and outs of it. And there's so much that I could keep people from making bad decisions. It's going to cost them a crap ton of money.
Yep.
Like, let me help you not screw this up.
Yep. Let me help you. That's
Let
exactly.
me help you. Yeah.
That's it.
So what's been one of your biggest challenges?
Okay. For me,
Yeah, this is all about you and Shingle Hanger. It's all about
okay, so right. But that's two different answers. So for me, the biggest challenge, I'm kind of like, as nervous as I am about public speaking or being on a podcast, I am outgoing. I feel like I'm better with hands-on and talking to people and meeting people. So once we really started rolling and then we couldn't go outside, we couldn't do networking, I couldn't go to social events to spread the word about Shingle Hanger. It was just like, that's a challenge for me. Like, how do I do this from my house? You know, how do I, and of course you can send emails and do cold calls, but it's just like, I just feel like that's so 90s. Like, I need to be out and like,
Did
you
you
know,
just
people
say that's so 90s? Oh
I
my
feel like
gosh.
that was the last time I heard the word cold call. It was just like, oh, that's like a 90s word to me. So I just, that's a challenge for me to try to do what I'm doing from home. But as far as the company is concerned, I feel like one of the biggest challenges is, like, I know this is a good product, right? I know I can tell you, you need this. You're a side hustler, you need to use it. But it's just not that easy. You know, you kind of have to meet people where they are. So, you know, I think it's good for you, but if you don't even know that writing on bubblegum wrapper is not the way to conduct business, like now, like, we've had to step back and say, okay, well, maybe we have to take this approach. So now I have to kind of educate you on business, you know, and how, you know, how you can run it effectively and efficiently, and then perhaps I can offer you my tool, you know. So I kind of have to meet you where you are, educate you on how this works, and then give you the tool. So that's kind of been a challenge. Like, I thought once we came out with this, everybody would just use it, just that simple, but no. So therein lies a challenge. Looks like, you know, from experience, that's not how it works.
It's not how it works. Yeah, I've had my own. I have to back people up to educate them a lot on, not just in the marketing realm, but even in training and development and business coaching. I need to back them up to educate them on not only how it works, like how it benefits them once they utilize it.
Right.
And most people are just like, cold calls are so 90s. I don't want it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to deal with it. I have my limiting belief and I'm good with that. And so I've personally have found other methods in which to be able to share that without having to back everybody up all the time. I just go ahead and have an educational channel. Like, here's
exactly
some tips that you need to know.
Necessary. And we found that what we've been doing, because it has been a learning experience, we found that so what we're trying to do is partner with organizations whose job that is to educate people in entrepreneurship or business management or, you know, business ownership, those things. So if we can partner with them, that'll help us with the educational piece, right? And then we can come in and give them the tool. But I mean, in the meantime, we're just doing what we can. On our website, we do have like a blog and an e-zine and things to kind of, you know, push information out there. And of course, we're on social media and we post things that are educational, helpful. It's tax time, so we're going to get some. And a lot of people don't know that they're even a business and have to pay taxes. So we have friends at the Cash Campaign of Maryland who are going to submit some stuff for us to put on. I say some stuff, but I just mean, like, you know, just a write-up to put into our website to educate people on, like, do I have to pay taxes? Am I a business? How do I do this? What forms do I need? So we're incorporating that educational piece because it's absolutely required.
It's necessary. And I don't think anybody, because here's a great example. Today, I am years old, had a conversation in another business mastermind group that I'm in, and we were talking about tax season. And one lady had shared, like, she has conversations at the end of the year so she can create tax shelters to protect herself from other things. She can protect herself and the business. And I was like, that's what tax shelters do. I'm not stupid. I just don't like knowing about taxes, and therefore I don't go near it. I hand it off. But now that I'm this far in business, there's certain things you need to know.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. Like I said, we had a whole product and we're like, here you go, world. And they're like, It's like, wait, what? You don't just want to take it? So yeah, it's a learning process.
Yeah.
I like it. Challenge.
So, what are some good stories about people that, well, from your experience or even your CEO's kids, have they been using it? What are some good stories that you've gotten so far about doing the side gigs, even in general? Like, what's so great about doing that? Give me some good stories, Dee.
What is so great about doing that? I mean, I have my personal stories, but from a we have one shingle hanger user who is over the moon about her side hustle. She wanted to she's a tutor, right? So she wanted to become a tutor. It was just an idea. And so she went through the registration. She has a website which looks beautiful. She like put her own touches on it. And she's so excited. Like she reached out to us to say how much she's loving this. We found that she's on somewhere in social media saying how great this is. Like I think it made her feel empowered. I feel like it gave her that sense of, I own this, you know? So there's a feel-good story. But for me personally, well, I don't have any good stories, but I can just tell you that, and you would know, just the freedom of doing side hustle work is just, it's unmatched. You know, like when I went back to school, to the preschool after the schools reopened, I would be sitting, I feel so bad. I'll be sitting and reading the kids a book and they would be so engaged. And the whole time I'm reading, I'm thinking, I'm making this much an hour where I could be out in the street. You know, I was gone because I know I can get so much done. And even if I'm not getting anything done, I can be working on something else to get done. And it doesn't involve being in a preschool, you know? So anyways, yeah, I just the freedom that comes with it, the sense of autonomy, the feeling of achievement when you've satisfied a customer. It's all there. Everybody should be doing side hustle work, right?
So you said something that sparks for me the joy that happens when you're with a satisfied customer. Like, you're actually helping the world. You're doing good things for others. You just happen to be getting paid for it.
Exactly. And then, like, when I was a personal assistant, it was just like people were over the moon at the smallest things I did. And I'm just like, it felt good because it didn't hurt me. It was just like, okay, I take an hour out of my day to call this place for you and get them to send A to B. Like, and it almost felt like it changed their lives, like it just made their lives so much richer because then they could focus on things that were important to them. Getting the papers from A to B didn't matter to them.
Girl,
so yeah, it was a good feeling to make people happy.
Yeah. Absolutely important to have that assistant in place.
Exactly.
I know, because I have a digital content specialist. She works on my content, and I can give her something, and she goes and does that very well. And I'm like, wow.
Right. She's probably like, okay, A, B, C, D, E, F, and she's just done,
Right. No big deal to her, but it means the world to me. Exactly. Okay. And so you said something early in the conversation about this is just as much a mental challenge as anything. Do you think, I mean, I kind of know the answer, but do you think there is a difference between going to work at the job and or going to work with a side gig?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, here's the thing. Some people are doing side gigs just because they need extra money, right? And I feel like if if that's your purpose, more than likely going to work and going to the side gig is about the same to you. But if you're doing side work because you can't walk dogs at your 9 to 5, but you can do that on the weekends and that brings you pleasure, then it's completely different. Like going to your gig work is like a joy when it's something that you actually want to do, a place where you actually want to be. But yeah, I feel like you have to have some type of attachment to what you're doing as a side hustle for it to really prosper and to be profitable and make your soul sing and all those things. Like you have to have more into it than just I need extra cash. So yeah,
I agree. That was because I've had conversations with my small business friends and clients, and that's a huge difference. With even their employees, it's hard to, as an owner, understand why they don't have near as much excitement about the thing as I do.
Right. They just want to get paid.
Exactly. Right. There's the difference in the mindset of that. And it makes a huge difference because as a business owner, it is our thing. It's the thing that sparks us, and we want to bring other people along. But if you're doing it because it sparks you and it's your side gig, Shingle Hanger is a great place to get started with that. It's just you.
Absolutely. It's just you. Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So I always ask my people, my guests.
Okay.
Because technically, even though it's just you in business, it's never just you. Like there's always other people involved. So you've always had some sort of influencers. Who has been one of your biggest influencers? You, Dee.
My biggest okay. So, whenever I watch an interview and somebody has multiple answers to a question, it really gets to me. But I'm one of those people. Like I'm that person now. Okay, so
I have more than one.
Okay, I have more than one. Thank you. You see the pressure lift off.
Let me take the pressure off.
So one, I think my mom, this is so cliche, but my mom, for the most part of my life, I think at about 12, my mom became a single mom. So she and my dad separated. So she was a single mom, but like she never let me feel that it was just her now. My dad was supportive, but it was just like she just kept things flowing. I got to take international trips and we weren't wealthy by far. She just worked harder, right? So if he wasn't there, she just had to work harder to provide all the things that she felt we should have. So that was definitely influence. If you want something, it's yours. It's yours. You just work for it. And it may not even be work as in like go to a 9 to 5. It may be work as in
get 5 side gigs.
Have side gigs. Exactly. Or an exchange. Like you can get what you want, right? Wow. But when it comes to this business world, I mean, that applies as well. Like just work hard and Shingle Hanger will get there. If I just stay the course, it'll get there. But I think, he's going to kill me when I say this, but our CEO, Reginald. So since we kind of rolled out at the height of when the pandemic started, like I said, this is all new to me, like working from home and pushing a business and documenting things. I don't document, but all of this is new to me. So I'll get to the point where I'm just like, I'm not doing it right. I've never been CRO of a company. I'm not doing it right. So when I get to that point, sometimes he just detects it and he'll call me. He can just like sense it. I mean, we've known each other for years. I was a nanny to his kids. So he'll call me and just give me these pep talks. And I'm like, how did he know that's what I needed, But he says things to me like, I've been in sales forever. And seriously, you're probably one of the smartest salespeople I've ever met. You know, I don't know if it's true, but these are the things he says to me. And it's just like, when I get off the phone with him, I'm just like, you know what? I got this. Like Reginald said, I can do this. And I genuinely do feel like he's in the business and sales world. He could have chosen anybody to put, I mean, this is his company, to put anywhere. And I have to remember, like, he wanted me to be a part of his team, right? And then it just brings it all back around for me, and then I can get up and go. So he's a huge influencer when it comes to this business, this whole business.
That's awesome. Yeah. All right. So what's the best piece of advice you've received?
Okay. It was kind of recent. Wow. So again, being one of those all over the place people, I just learned that not only do you need to set a goal, but you have to set a goal of where you want to, like, so you're part of this company, Dee, where do you want to go with this company? What is your goal for this company? So, okay, you set that goal, and then you have to make a plan. And this probably sounds like obvious stuff, but this is
new. We're talking about what I do with my business.
Exactly. So then you have to have a plan. So you have a plan to get there. And then from that plan, you have to write a list, right? You have a list. And then from that list, you take 2 to 3 action items per day to check off on that list, right? And if you stick to that, you can get where you're trying. You'll get to that goal. You'll get to where you're trying to go. That was the best advice for me, because it was just like, you know, I'm just like
everywhere,
just trying to figure it out. But yeah, that was big for me, because it's like, oh, okay, so now I will pursue things differently, you know, in a much more organized and neat fashion. So that was huge for me.
So when you have your list and you do your little check off with it, what color of pen do you use?
Well, black, because you see this pen?
Uh-huh.
So when this pandemic started, I didn't have pens all around here, right? So I went out and I'm like, I'm official. I work from home. So I bought a huge pack of pens. So this is the only color I have. So that's all you're going to see right now. There you go. Yeah, for a while. That'll be it.
So a little tidbit here. I used to do, because I have colors everywhere. I mean, that's one of my things. You talk about pens. I have boxes still of markers, crayons, pencils. It's almost like a preschool closet in my office over here. And yes, I use stickers on my calendars. So
wow.
I need to have some fun somehow. But when I do my checklist, I had been using a red pen, a red marker, whatever. And so I would check it off in red for a long, long, long time.
Yeah.
And last year, at some point, early last year, I was like, why am I using red? I just realized red is an editing color. Like, you did this wrong.
Yeah, that is wrong. So you switched to green? What color did you switch to?
I purchased a very special gold pencil.
Very celebratory.
Right. And if I get all of my checks done, I get a gold star on my planner at the end of the week.
Look at that. I like that.
Just a mental shift just in my to-do list. I was like, I just need to shift the colors, and it makes me feel like I get more done.
Absolutely. I like that idea. I may go out and buy colored pens. And I feel like a gold one just reminds me of fireworks. So it's just like, it's done. Fireworks are going.
Exactly.
Wow. I like that thinking.
Well, because we do get stuck in the day-to-day a lot. I just heard a great piece of advice this past couple of weeks, that if your business gets to boring level, you're doing all the right things. Like, everything is working in maintenance mode, and you're just
no wrenches are being thrown in. Yeah.
No fires to put out. Everything's working like it should.
Right.
So I need something to feel like things are working well. And that's why I chose the different colors on my checklist, because after a point, I'm all over the place. I've done a lot of activity in a day, but did I really get anything done?
Right. Right. Good point.
So
Cool. I need to put that on my checklist. Get gold pen.
gold pens.
Yes.
Okay. So we've talked about influencers and a
Yeah,
little bit of advice there. So Dee, what does success mean to you?
So again, and I am shingle hanger, but still, success to me is taking month-long trips to places I want to go, at least a month stay. Okay. And then when it comes to shingle hanger, no, seriously, I think that we want shingle hanger to be a place where our end users can come. They have their business management tool, and we're creating this ecosystem, right? And in the ecosystem, it's just like a collaboration of like-minded organizations who we essentially have the same audience, and we're trying to do the same things for them to help them, right? So in our ecosystem, we want to have like legal help, insurance for your business or health insurance. What else is in the ecosystem? Affiliate marketing, just all the things that, like the outside things that you need in the business. So
Yeah.
we want people to be able to come to Shingle Hanger and get all of those things. I'm sorry, there's a cat. Come to Shingle Hanger, banking, for example, like getting money, just get all those things from one place, which would be Shingle Hanger. Like, we just want to take care of you from head to toe. So I think that is what success looks like for Shingle Hanger. Like, we have it all together, right? You don't have to go outside for anything. So that would be success for the company.
Yeah, well, I heard you, Dee, that whole month away, that whole just being able to experience life to the fullest.
Yeah, to the fullest, right? Right now I'm fascinated with Japan.
Ooh.
So I would love to spend at least a month in Japan, just traveling around, staying in different places. I watch this network that is based in Japan. So it's like Japanese shows and cooking shows and travel shows and the news. So I'm just like, I feel like that's my my intro to Japan. So when I get there, I'll be like, oh yeah, I know that guy, or I know that restaurant. So, but yeah, in South America, I would love to spend at least 6 months anywhere in South America. Yeah, I just want to travel. That is success to me. Like, just being able to get up and go and not look back for a little while.
Well, and the business is still running.
And the business is still running. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's absolute success.
All right. So final question for you as we start to wrap up. What advice would you give others starting their gigs, their new businesses? Other than use Shingle Hanger, what advice would you give?
Oh, okay. I was trying to think outside. That's hard. I would say just do it, right? Sorry I said that. Just believe in yourself, right? A lot of people have this imposter syndrome. Not even getting to the imposter syndrome. A lot of people just feel like, oh, well, Dee's a part of a company because she was always whatever their reason is, or this person's successful because they're tall, or whatever. You can do it. Like, you can do it if you want to do it. Like my mother has always shown me, if you want it, just get it. Just get it. And that's not even really good advice, because I'm still not telling you like what to do and how to do it. I guess it's just know that it's doable. right?
And that's honestly a great piece of advice, because there was a time I told a friend of mine who was going through some hard business things with her team, and I looked at her, I was like, you know what you know. Why are you not allowing that to come forward in your confidence level? Like,
Yeah.
you know this. If
You know it.
if this is something that you want to do and you know it and you love it, like you said, just do it.
Just do it. Just do it. Like, the only thing that can stop you is you. Seriously. Like, and that would
Absolutely.
stop a lot of people. It stops a lot of people. And it's like, no, don't stop. Reginald always, like, I talk about this guy as if he's going to kill me for this. But he always says, what do you call a doctor who graduated at the bottom of his class?
A doctor.
A doctor. Exactly. So it's just like, no matter what your struggles are, no matter how broke you are, like, just do it. You'll get through. And when it's all said and done, you've done it. All of the other stuff, it doesn't matter that you got C's the whole time. You know, it doesn't matter that you finished last. Just get it done. Just get it done.
Just be part of the game. Absolutely. And I like it. The only thing stopping you is you.
The only thing stopping you is you.
Yep,
That's
absolutely. And Dee, I want to thank you for being my guest today. We'll end on that great note, because that's just a perfect place to kind of wrap it up.
Thank you so much, Christy. This is great. And you made it so easy. You really made it easy. And that's what my friend said, like, don't be nervous. She does this. You'll be fine. And I'm like, but I don't have anything to talk about. And they're like, she does this. This is her job. So
And it's surprisingly enough, 50 minutes later, you have things to talk about.
Exactly. And it keeps going and going and going. I'm ready now. No, this is great. Thank you so much.
So shinglehanger.com is where to find out more information. That's the free website. Get registered. If you are listening right now and you don't know where to start, just start there. Start with the side gig. That they will hook you up. Their socials all here. Everything's here. I'm looking at it right now in front of me while we're here.
Can I just throw in that when we say free, we mean free. Like, a lot of places will say free, but you have to put in your credit card information. We don't have that. We don't have a place to put in your credit card information. We mean free. So please sign up right now while it's still free. It'll probably be free a little bit longer, but yeah, it's free.
Yeah, get in while the getting's good. That's for daggone sure. And it looks super user friendly. So I recommend it for sure. And I have been around a while. I've not seen this so succinct. So give it high praise and kudos. Good luck to you. Many, many blessings on a lot of great business. Dee, again, thank you for your time today. And please, those of you who are listening, watching, make sure to subscribe and to share with your friends. We want more people to know about Dee and Shingle Hanger, as well as Small Business Small Talk podcast episodes. So with that, I thank you for everybody's time today, and we'll see you, hear you, listen again on the next episode of Small Business Small Talk.